finish this up
Hey
here. Oops. Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I was calling to try to set up a home visit with you, since we haven't gotten one scheduled this month, and see how things are going.
Okay, what are the home visits for?
I think I've already told you this once, but it's so that way we can, well, it's something the state requires us to do, and it's just so that I can check your living arrangements and see how things are going in your home.
Okay, I'm a little concerned. We had that court date no one told me about on Friday. And, you know, I kind of thought the last time with the court date and the court report that some of the misinformation in there were accidents. But Friday, it was kind of clear to me that they're deliberate lies. So I just don't really understand, because when you or whoever is in my home, something totally different occurs than what I read about in the court reports, the same as the therapy sessions and such. So I'm just wondering why. I mean, it doesn't matter what really happens, because people are going to write whatever they want people to think, and so it doesn't even matter that my home has always been a good environment.
Well, I don't understand what you're referencing as lies.
Would you like me to grab the court report? I mean, if you want to go over it, I'd be happy to. In fact, I'd like to go over both of them. Like I said, at first I thought they were just innocent mistakes, and after seeing the last report, it's like, really? Okay, because, I mean, what you know, for instance, when you're here in the visits, you write down on a piece of paper what we talk about or what you experience, and then I look at it and sign it. But what I see on the court reports are totally different than what actually happened.
I don't understand.
It just, you know, I mean, it's obvious nobody wants, it's clear that nobody intends on sending my children back home. So I'm just wondering, why am I putting myself through this pain and torture? Why am I inviting people in my home and going to meetings and then reading about something totally different in court? It's just strange to me, and I don't really want to be a party to that.
Okay, hold on. Well, okay, give me a second. Let me look at your court report. Hold on.
Okay, well, let me run downstairs and I'll grab them too, and then we can go through them together. I mean, if you're willing, I'd be happy to.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to put the phone down and I'll be right back too. Okay.
Okay, Christy, I read through it, and I don't see anything in there that would that you should be upset about.
Okay, well, I'm having a hard time finding the last one right here, right now. One more spot. But I see, you know, I mean, I have the June 4 right here. I don't know where the one is from last week. But I mean, even from the start, it says, I'll just look at June 4th. It says that, you attempted to contact me twice by phone, which wasn't true. I was up all night calling you, calling the courthouse, calling the public defender, calling the, who else did I call? I can't remember. I called everyone, though. And so I just don't understand why things like that would be written. I don't understand why the psychological evaluation was submitted and it still has not been submitted to the court. Yet supposedly I'm, you know, crazy and dangerous and can't even talk to my children. How homeschooling went from homeschooling to not caring about their education. I don't remember. God, I wish I had that report right here. I don't know where it would be.
Well, I sent, and I'm sending, just as you mentioned it, an email to the JO and asking her if she got the court report. Or not the court report, the psychological evaluation, because that's something I remember you bringing up before, so I'm checking on that.
Yeah, kind of where he says there's no problem, send the girls home, but he doesn't care, yet I'm placed with a therapist that wants to outright lie. That was really interesting. You know, and why? I mean, the psychologist is the doctor, right? So right after there's a good report and people don't hear what they wanted to hear, you know, then they place with a therapist. I mean, that nothing even happens. All she talks about is vampire movies and, you know, America's Funniest Home Videos and such, which, you know, I thought these visits were for me and my children. Yet if we're to talk about something, we get told we're not allowed to.
No,
you know, nobody told me that there was court on Friday where they're giving my children away. I mean, it's...
I thought you consented in court.
Huh?
I thought you consented in court that you were okay with them residing with their fathers?
Well, absolutely. I'd rather have that than foster care, of course. But, I mean, did anyone tell me ahead of time? Did I have an option to not consent? Do I have an option to bring my children home? Nobody's given me that option. Just, oh, here's a court date, and, you know, we don't know what's going on, but you'll find out. I mean, did anyone think of telling me that before they sent my children off? Was this all done in secret, or was this done with me part of this so-called plan that you supposedly want to involve me in?
I guess I don't understand.
Okay. Okay, are my children out of state or not?
Yes.
Okay, did anyone tell me, did anyone tell me on Wednesday when I visited with my children, Christy, this might be the last time you see your children because on Friday we're having a hearing about placing them with their fathers? Did anyone tell me that?
I don't know. I wasn't at that visit on Wednesday.
Okay, but you're the worker. You're the one that was supposed to tell me, right? You're the one that's supposed to relay all this stuff to me? Then who's supposed to tell me that?
The juvenile office is the one that sends out the information about court dates.
Okay, so you're saying they were supposed to tell me?
I'm sorry, but I can't tell you on Wednesday that you're never going to see your children again. That's not the way it works because I am not the judge and I don't make decisions.
Okay, but nobody even told me what the court date was about. Last time I talked to you or Sunday, you said there'd be court in September. Didn't tell me what it was for, but said there would be one in September. You would let me know. And then I get a notice saying there's court in 6 days.
Well, I don't have any control over the court dates because I am not the juvenile officer.
I understand.
That's not the way that works.
I understand.
There's a lot of different hands in one pot.
I understand. I just feel
originally court was scheduled for September,
Mm-hmm.
but when the ICPCs came back and the dad's homes were approved and they had an opportunity to live with a family member instead of foster care,
and what was wrong with my home? I understand, Rebecca. I know that you have nothing to do with the court. You didn't switch those. I know that. I just feel that it's a little dishonest because all of these people, you know, somebody would have said something, okay? But, you know, getting back to their homes being approved, what's wrong with my home?
Well, because you're the offending parent.
Offending, but what did I do?
Well, you have preponderance of evidence for child abuse and neglect and educational neglect. So until that's resolved in the court...
What specifically did I do?
Christy, you know, you've got this stuff from the investigator in front of you.
No, I don't know. I know the allegations that people are making that are totally unfounded, but I don't know what I did. So and nobody's even asked me. So how can my children be placed without a hearing, without a trial? How can they be taken in the first place without an investigation?
Well, they had an investigation.
Is that really? When? Was that when they came in my home while I was on the show? Without a warrant, without charges, without indictments? When was this investigation?
Well, the investigator did it, and we had a trial. The investigator, or the court day, we had our day in court.
Because that's not true, because they
you
completely
testified,
denied...
I testified, the investigator testified. I mean, you were there.
Yeah, and the investigator testified that there was no investigation, and she also testified that the cover story that they made up that's on those court documents never happened.
Okay. We're going in circles, and I'm not able, I can't talk about the investigation.
I understand. I just don't see, I'm sorry that I can't find the court report. It's not in this stack that I grabbed for some reason. But there, I mean, if you really do want to go line by line and you have it with you, you can read it to me, and I'll tell you what specifically I have problems with. But I don't have it here in front of me, so I can't reference that.
Well, I heard, and I'm assuming that this is accurate, but you're going to be getting a lawyer, right? Isn't that something the judge said in court, that you have to have a lawyer?
Well, finally, yeah. I mean, after everyone else said they couldn't make it work.
Okay.
Yeah, so the judge said he can make it work. However, it's 4 months later. Nobody told me a thing, and whatever happens, I mean, I think it was you in your report. You said that it was something having to do with Sean Lauder. Okay, this is what you said. You said that I called you or him and said, I'm not going to the visits anymore, which is a total lie. You said that I acted up or did something aggressive or whatever in the meeting, which is also a total lie. What about those? Why would you type that if it wasn't true?